Hello and welcome back, everyone. We are now going to be going over to Division B West with Clouded Minds and Roll1Esports. Now, anyone that's been following Div B West knows exactly why this is a really good match to watch, because if we take a look-see over at the standings, these are our two first place teams. And by the way, in case you're wondering what the tiebreaker, they're tied. Just in every single way. This is going to be the game that's really going to set them apart, because after today, someone will be sitting in that first spot solo. Now, that being said, there is a bit of a difference between B West and B East. There's less teams in B West, so it's top 6 go to playoffs, and it's a double round robin instead of the single round robin. So there's still a couple weeks left for Div B West to play. This isn't the last game of the season. They still got, I believe, at least, I want to say 2-3 weeks, including this one. So there's going to be more games played. Whoever wins today is not guaranteed to end up in first place, but a win today will definitely make the odds of getting one of those top 2 spots way more likely. And in B West, top 2 gets a bye in the first week of playoffs. They go straight into round 2. They go straight into the top 4. And I believe now Macro Machines just no longer have a way back in. So we already know the 6 teams that are going to the playoffs. But, I mean, you can see the points here. 22 points in 6th place, tied with 5th. 26 for 1st and 2nd. It's literally one domination between the number 1 seed and the number 6 seed for these playoffs. This has been an absolute banger of a division to watch this season. I'm looking forward to watching more of these games, and hopefully I'll be able to cast quite a bit of their playoffs as well, but we'll see. There's a lot of games to cast in the playoffs, and there's a lot of casters that are willing to do it. But now I've spent quite a bit of time on the standings. Let's head over to the map picks. So, Clouded Minds, their home team, they decided to go for first pick. They decided to go for that hero pick. So, Roll1Esports, they banned out Abraxas Holdout and Alterac Pass. And Clouded Minds, they banned Dragonshire and Tomb of the Spider Queen. So, game number 1 is going to be that Infernal Shrines. At Infernal Shrines, fun map, lots of fighting. And you have to push with the Punisher. You can't just kind of set it and forget it. Ooh, sorry. So with that, it should be quite a bit of fun. Now, I would like to apologize ahead of time. I mean, I don't look at myself in the camera, but because of the training I've been doing at work, the training is based in East Coast. I'm based in the West Coast, so I have been waking up at 5 a.m. this whole week. And on top of that, I have really bad allergies right now. So if I do look a bit more tired, that's why. But don't think for a moment that I don't want to be casting these games. Don't think for a moment that I don't want to be here, because specifically B West, like, this has been so much fun to watch. Every single game has been a nail biter. Every single team can beat any other team in B West. I think once the playoffs come through, and there's always the talk about that big comeback story. It always happens at least once every season. And one of the divs, there will be a team that barely cracks into playoffs, and everyone thinks like, okay, yeah, this should be a free win into them the first week. And then they just end up going all the way to the finals, sometimes even winning the whole thing. That's not going to happen in Div B West, because there isn't a single team that does not have the potential of winning the entire thing. And I think that's what makes it so exciting. I think that's what's going to make the playoffs so much fun for Div B West. But now we are just waiting for the last couple players to get into the lobby. Last one player now, I should say. So once that happens, we will be going in immediately, and I should get a prediction going. I totally forgot to do it in the first series of today, but you know what? That's fine. I forgive myself. So yeah, I'm gonna have that ready. And then yeah, this should be a fun series, and playoffs is coming through soon. And I think that's gonna be super interesting to see. And at the same time now, I know it's hot, so we don't have any promises, but looking over at the patterns, there's been a patch released about every month and a half. And it has been about a month and a half since we got the latest patch notes, at least for PTR. So the way things are going, there's actually a really big chance, assuming we follow the pattern. And again, it's Heroes of the Storm. There's no promises right now. We're on maintenance mode. We're on janitorial duty. But if we do keep up with that pattern, we might get a patch in the middle of playoffs. And I think that could be a lot of fun. I'm not one of the players playing it, and that's why I think it'll be a lot of fun, because whenever anything that adds chaos, anything that can add entertainment, add that extra intensity for these games, it's always something that I look for. It's always something I really want to see. Well, that being said, for the next week or two, I've been mentioning it a lot. I'm going to keep mentioning it. I want to make sure everyone's aware. I'm not dropping HOTS or NGS or anything. I am in the middle of a move. So if I'm casting less, that is why. It'll probably still be a couple weeks. Maybe anywhere between 1 to 3 weeks before you get back to like really consistent casting. But I will still pick up the occasional game here or there while that's going on, just whenever possible. It'll all be last minute though. I'm not going to be getting anything in advance. All having that copium for HOTS 3.0? Yeah. No, I want HOTS 3.0. Honestly, I don't even care if there's a HOTS 3.0. I just like seeing the balance patches. I just want to see Dahaka nerfed more. That's all I care about. Like, just straight up make every other aspect of the game worse, but make Dahaka bad. I'll be happy. Buff Rainer. Jimmy does need a buff. Because, I mean, like... Okay, so here's my thoughts on this, right? Because there's two types of characters in most games. There's, like, the characters that are meant to be tailored towards beginners, like the Rainer. And then there's characters that are meant to be targeted towards, like, the really good players, like the Viking, Zeratul, just those high-skill heroes. And in general, you definitely want the weaker heroes, the simpler ones, to be weaker, because if they're able to just stat check those better ones, like, there's no point ever playing the harder one. There's no point trying to get better at the game when you can, you know, just play Rainer and just run everyone down. But that being said, I think they are still a little bit weaker right now. Or a little bit too weak right now. I think that Rainer definitely has room to improve, definitely has room to kind of get at least a small buff. I don't think he needs a big buff, just make him viable on BOE. Like, that's literally all I really ask. I think that's the way I'd put it, because if he's in a good spot to be competitive on those maps where it's just purely racing, just purely be that stat character, I think that's where it would be good. But yeah, okay, so all 10 players are now into the lobby. One of them needs to put their kid to bed, and once that happens, we will be getting started with game number 1 now. Bit of a later start, but honestly, it's not too bad. We've had much later ones in the past, and again, I've been doing quite a bit of league casting, and I'll be honest, during the move, league casting does take priority just because they do pay me for it, so a little bit harder to miss those. But there's such big delays. There was a team that unironically did like 35 minutes worth of pauses in like a single series. It was awful. Like, it wasn't even for any real reason either. I'm still not sure why they were doing it. Yeah, we'll have to see. Oh. Apparently, we're just getting started right away. And Tiger, thanks again for the 100 bits. You don't have to throw the 100 bits every single time I cast your games. I'll happily do it even without it. But obviously, always very much appreciated. And always nice to have. So, thank you. But now, we are getting started in the draft. We do have Anubrak being the first ban right now for the side of Clouded Minds. And I think they are going to be trying to get rid of that instant engage, but I mean, these are teams that I've been watching quite a bit of each other, specifically Roll1Esports. I think this is like maybe my 4th or 5th series this season. I still don't know everything they play just because there's so many different teams that I do cast, but I know Rockier World really likes the Diablo, and I think it's a pretty good map to play the Diablo. So I'm wondering if Clouded Minds is going to let that through, or if they're planning on playing into it, or just whatever the strat's going to be. But I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't taken into account at all But Oriole going to be the ban for Roll1Esports. Stukov going to be answered as a second ban for Clouded Minds. So they are just getting rid of the healers right now. But it is a little bit difficult to... So Diablo is interesting on this map because a lot of the counters to Diablo are also really good on Infernal Shrines. The Tychus, the Vala, the, whatchamacallit, Melthil. Don't really see him too often, but Hogger, unfortunately, gonna get banned. No fun allowed. We don't get to watch the infinite spin ability. You ever think about that, especially on Infernal Shrines? Hogger spinning and then spin some more, bouncing off all 4 walls for those shrines, but... Tempest Jet going to lock in the Joanna as the first pick. Also incredibly good on this map. Joanna can even kind of solo push in for those skeletons, able to just kind of solo take them out. If the team needs to play further back for safety, that's something that's allowed. But Zad going to lock in the Thrall. Very interesting to see that as the first pick. Obviously a very solid team fighter, but even so, not typically taken first. And Decker Kane locked in for Juaniba. And then KT going to get locked in for Rogue and Dahaka for Tiger. And the Dahaka, I mean, pretty much every single meta offlaner is really good on this map, depending on how you want to play it. I mean, the way, with Thrall being shown right now, I believe it's going to help a lot in the team fight. Isn't as good at taking down the skeletons, so might not be focused on being able to just DPS out the skeletons, just rush those out. I think that is going to be a pick for those team fights, for those big fights that will come out later. But Junkrat going to be banned right now by Roll1Esports. Is a pretty big controlling character, and KT does have the gravity, well, but not too, or gravity lapse, I think it's called. I always forget that ability name. I have always called it Cyclone. But this time around, Cloud of Minds will ban away the Diablo, so not going to be coming in the second phase. But something like Tychus is still available and is really good on this map. One of the weaknesses of the Punisher is it can't really push too well on its own. Kind of needs that little bit of extra oomph behind it. And Tychus is really good for that. And at the same time, is also really good at taking down the skeletons. Like, I'll always be a true Tychus believer on Infernal Shrines. That's my favorite hero on this map. But now ETC going to get locked in for Rock Your World and Hanzo for Dr. Evil. I do suspect Velvet's going to be the... I think Velvet is the offlaner. I'll be honest. My head's in the clouds right now. But they should have some decent options. Leoric's still available if they want something like that. Something a bit more standard. Blaze is available if they play that. But Tassadar locked in for Trash Mouse. And Malfurion locked in for Ruffian. And I actually really like the Malfurion pick with those two DPSs. KT and Tassadar both really struggle with mana. So having them out Malfurion, just kind of keeping them topped up, letting them spam out their abilities more, it's definitely going to make them a lot more dangerous during these team fights, during these objectives. And even just kind of in between, just being able to clear everything faster, being able to just do the same thing but faster is going to be really good. As Velvet, shoutouts. Anyone who uses the janitor's Leoric skin is always going to be my favorite player in the game. I do believe that is the skin for the janitor that's currently keeping this game alive, so you got to give respect where it's due. But I do like the Leoric pick. I think that was basically the only real pick they could go. Maybe the Blaze as well, but either way, should be a pretty close draft, and it's just all going to come down to execution as we head to game number 1. All right, and here we are. Whoops. I turned off chat and then I turned it back on. But here we are, game number 1 between Clouded Minds and Roll1Esports. And these are two teams top of the table. Whoever wins today will be, at least for a little while, alone in that number 1 spot for Div B West. And we're pretty far into the season at this point. Just a few more games left for each of those teams. I believe each team has 14 total, and I believe both these teams are 10 or 11, something like that. We will see. Well, now all 10 members of both teams, whoops, this is the one I meant, going to be grouping together into the mid lane, and I'm wondering if anyone's going to try and go in early. They do have pretty solid engage on the side of Roll1Esports. They have quite a bit of tools they can use for it, quite a bit of follow-up, but it looks like neither side really wants to walk forward. Cloud of Mind's definitely going to struggle a little bit in the earlier game. I think they do need their heroics before they have an easier time of starting fights anyway. Because all they really have right now is a drag coming down from Tiger. Rogue maybe with a gravity lapse, but is it gravity lapse? Okay, I need to check. It is gravity lapse. Okay. I knew I wasn't going crazy. But Velvet actually going to be on the Thrall. And they're going to throw Zad into the offlane with Tiger. But now both sides just going to be pushing out the bot lane as the offlaners are going to be doing the double soak. Dr. Evil is going to be doing the Stormbow build. So it should be pretty fun to watch that as well. As now actually Rocket World going to be able to get the channel of the stun on the Tiger. Going to take them down to half HP and retake control of this mid lane. But because they're doing that, Clouded Minds, they're going to be able to get started on this bottom siege camp. And this is kind of the neutral one. So this is one that they can just take for themselves. However, right now, Roll1Esports, they are in the area, but just a little bit too late. So it will be that extra camp going the way of Clouded Minds. And that is going to be the only camp that actually can push into this bot lane for this entire game. Now both sides going to be taking out their siege camps. Roll1Esports going to finish theirs off. And Clouded Mind's going to be able to take the one on the left side. Now Rocket World, they see a Rogue. Rogue going to get stunned up with a power slide. Face mount into the Scroll of Sealing. And now they could still look for more. But right now Velvet's starting to get pretty low and will be the first blood. Tempest Jet with so much damage. Able to get that first kill. And now Dr. Evil still trying to poke around. Going to dodge the gravity lapse. As Rocket World actually going in with the face mount. Tempest Jet starting to get a pretty low. Scroll of Sealing once again. Going to land onto one. But that will take Dr. Evil down with it. So it's 2-0 now for Clouded Minds. And they have a pretty big push. They have 2 Impalers still alive, pushing forward. Rocket World trying to play aggressive, trying to play forward. But will be taking decent amounts of poke. They're going to lose most of their wall for this play. And the Impalers are still dealing damage to it. Rocket World just going to zone everyone else away. But pretty big win for Clouded Minds. They're able to get quite a bit with those plays. But yeah, pretty interesting that it is going to be Scroll of Identify. It's not a talent we see super often, but definitely going to be able to increase the damage quite a bit, especially once getting that 15. Lowering the armor really helps a lot. It's really going to increase the amount of DPS. And Roll1Esports, if you look at their comp, they definitely do lack a little bit of damage. They don't have like a full true carry. Hanzo's pretty good in terms of damage, so is Thrall. But typically, they don't target the same people. None of them are really front to back. And the way that the team comp is set up for Clouded Minds, it is going to be Tempest Jet just tanking everything in the front, maybe alongside Tiger. It's very unlikely they're going to be able to get into the back line. But now the skeletons have spawned. It is time to go for this Punisher. But now Gravity Lapse does land on a 2. Velvet has a living bomb. Not going to spread to the rest of the team. But now Tiger could be in a bad spot. Face mount has been used. Scroll of Sealing going to land on a 2. And that's going to be 6 stacks now on Juaniba. Azad still taking down the skeletons while both teams jockey for position. And they will start pushing into it. But now the entangling root's going to land onto 1. And that hero skeleton blocks the gravity lapse for Rocky Road. But now living bomb. Not going to get spread quite yet. But the drag is going to land onto Velvet. Still not necessarily the best target, but definitely a good target. Velvet starting to get pretty low. Just trying to run away. Now Scroll of Sealing will land. They have Rogue. Face mount just going to be used to split up the fight. Azad has to go into the well. Same with Dr. Evil. Same with Velvet. But they did have the wells available. Excuse me. But I think that's pretty important because now they're going to be able to get right back into the fight. The skeletons are still pretty close. They actually found Trash Mouse. And that is going to be the kill for them. They're able to take down the Tassador pretty early on. And now Tempest Jet starting to get taken down a little bit low. Gravity Lab's going to land onto Velvet. As now the living bomb also on it, trying to prevent the spread. As now Tiger is in the front line. Rock Your World going to split up the fight. Tiger is alone in the back line. Scroll of Sealing lands onto 1. And with the face mount, just able to zone everyone away from Tiger. And now Tempest Jet is the last survivor here that's still able to get to the front line. And they are able to get the Punisher in their hands. But they might still lose some more. Tempest Jet is still alive at around 300 HP. But Zad and Velvet should be able to finish it off. The jump does land on a Rocky Road, but the Flame Strike, and with the Punisher, they will be able to trade the tanks. So it is 1-for-1 for that bit, as now Velvet gets hit as well, and a couple more shots will be more than enough. Make that a 2-for-0. And I was going to say, Roll1Esports, with those teamfight wins, they will be able to get back into a position where they can properly defend no problem. But because they got 2 picks just as the Punisher started pushing forward. They should be able to take this fort in its entirety. And the Mortar Punisher is really good at shoving down these lanes too. And now with that, top fort is going to be going down. Now it's just Zad versus Tiger in the bot lane. And the Punisher actually continuing the push a little bit. And the Mortar Punisher dealing so much damage. That's going to be half of this gate taken down as well. Almost, a little bit less than half, but still very, very good plays coming out of Clouded Mines. And now they're looking to continue this pressure and steal away the siege camp. And because they have to have some of their players out on the top side, they can't contest onto it. So this could be a triple camp coming through for Clouded Mines. And it looks like that is the plan. Tiger even down here as well, just to bring in the extra numbers, because they need someone to stay in the top side that will passively push into them. Level 10s are up as well for Clouded Mines. Now Roll1Esports, they should have their level 10 soon as well, but losing these camps is just gonna, bit by bit, extend the lead for Clouded Mines. Now level 10's now gonna get matched by Roll1Esports, but with all 3 siege camps going down, it's so much extra experience, so much extra pressure coming out, because I mean right now Roll1Esports, they just finished off the camp over in the bot lane, and now there's another one pushing them into the mid lane. And with the shock rays coming out over top, dealing so much damage from Trash Mouse, but now Velvet going to be able to land the pull. Ruffian could be getting caught up, in the gravity lapse is there, and the black hole just to prevent the fight. Now Tiger's in the back line. Rocky World just completely stuck in the Pyroclasm, going to be able to get the final shot. And now the isolation is there for Velvet, but not going to be able to chase onto it. But that's still a 1-0 in favor of Clouded Mines, as they're now starting to push into this bottom lane. Now the wall is almost entirely gone, just a couple remnants of it, but they are looking for this fort. And I haven't mentioned it, but it is the Resonance Beam. It is kind of that auto attack build, so to speak. But now Scroll of Sealing going to land onto one. Stage Dive going to be coming into the back line. And now they have the Entomb. They found Ruffian. And now Stay a While and Listen's going to be there. And the Dragon Arrow coming through. And Trash Mouse is going to go down. Tempest Jet is next. That should be a 3-0 in favor of Roll1Esports. They're able to bring it back. I was not expecting the Stage Dive nor the Dragon Strike coming out of Dr. Evil. That's actually going to be a pretty solid combination for them. It looks like they're happy to just have the Entomb. They don't need the Mosh Pit to pair with the Dragon Strike. And now they're looking for more. They have a Rogue stuck in the middle of the wall, and they will have the Scroll of Sealing. Rocky World will get taken down for it, kind of tanking both the fort and the cannon tower, but I think you'll take that kill, because now it's going to be a lot of free pressure for them in the bot lane. There's no one there to defend it. That's a major DPS gone. But either way, both sides are going to get back in, as Tiger actually coming in from the backline will be able to land the drag onto Juaniba. Now Condemned not going to land, but the black hole trying to keep Juaniba away. Trash Mouse could be in a bad spot, but will be okay. Scroll of Sealing lands onto 4 and only needs 2 more hits before that armor goes down. And that's really going to help them with those future team fights once they're able to get it. But they are able to back away. Now the Shrine is going to activate, and Clouded Mines will have first move onto it. And Roll1Esports, they have to play for this, because they're going to be getting pushed in the top side. Stage Dive coming into the back line as well. And now they're on to the back line. Scroll of Sealing lands onto 2. And now the Dragon Strike as well. Not really going to land onto anyone. But now Stay a While and Listen landing onto 2, just kind of splitting up the fight for now. But all the heroics have already been used by both teams. But now they have the Earthquake back on. The drag is going to be there. Zad going to be able to dodge away for it now. But the Living Bomb actually won't be able to finish it off. That final tick of Drain Hope actually going to keep them alive. But both these teams, no one's going to be able to go down right away. But the Arcane Punisher will still get secured by Clouded Mines. Now Rocky World trying to back away, trying to get back to safety. But the Arcane Punisher will still push. And this should definitely be the bottom fort going down, as the Shock Ray does land over top. That will be a pretty big kill for them. But again, the breakpoint is there for that Scroll of Identity. That Scroll of Sealing now going to reduce armor. Could definitely help them with their burst comp. And now the jump into the back line. The Arcane Punisher is still very healthy, by the way. And Trash Mouse just splitting up this Resonance Beam, I believe it's called, the auto attack. And it's going to be dealing quite a bit of damage to everyone. Going to increase the safety. But now Zad in the back line looking for the play. Dragon Strike only going to come out now. And Rogue gonna get burst down. Stage Dive as well. Stay a While and Listen lands onto 2. Tiger and Tempest Jet. As that, once again, just going to walk forward. The Earthquake buying a little bit of space, a little bit of time, but the Punisher going to take down Dr. Evil in the backline during that. So it will be that 1-for-1, and it will be that bottom wall getting taken down in its entirety. As Clouded Minds, they're still going to be able to trade back with this siege camp on their way out. Now, they might not be able to contest this right camp, but that's still going to be 2 siege camps to 1 for Clouded Minds. And now I think that is pretty decent for them. They're already pressuring out the bot lane. Next Punisher going to be in that mid lane, that frozen Punisher. But Clouded Minds, they're really starting to take the lead. Every time they do a trade, they're able to trade up. And now Rocky Road going to have to use a power slide to get out from that force wall. And it will be fine. Neither side really going to be able to engage on each other yet. As Rogue getting started on the Bruiser camp in the top side. Trash Mouse and Ruffian going to be there to help as well. But the pressure is starting to come through from these waves. I mean, Dr. Evil and Velvet, they're trying to push these lanes out, but they don't have a lot of wave clear. That is one of the weaknesses of having the Thrall. You're going to be lacking on that a little bit. Zad will be able to push out a little bit, but again, they need Zad in these team fights. Since they went stage dive, their main strat is going to be that Entomb into Dragon Strike. But now, Clouded Minds, they're playing forward. They know they have the level 16 advantage. So they want to take this Bruiser camp. They're going to land the drag, but the isolation isn't there. But they will be able to burst down. Roll1Esports, goal of ceiling, will land onto 1. But that's going to be it. And now they're going to start pressuring the top side. There's no wall here, and they do have a Bruiser camp and a cannon and a 5 versus 4. And right now, Zad still resetting. Might not be here in time, but a good chunk of the wave has been cleared. And now they do have the stun into the backline. Earthquake's there as well with the Entomb, but Dr. Evil not able to throw out the Dragon Strike yet. It's going to be coming through now onto Ruffian. Ruffian getting zoned away. But either way, not enough damage to get a kill, and that's going to be the first keep of the game going in favor of Clouded Minds. And they still have that 5v4 because they were able to take down the Thrall. Velvet did go down. So they're just going to be able to take the Bruiser camp in their hands and back away. This is going to be a lot of pressure in this top lane. They haven't lost a single one of their forts yet. Their bottom one is looking a little bit unhealthy, but they have the passive push there. They have Tiger on the Dahaka. They're going to be fine, just slowly but surely pressing forward and just letting the lanes push themselves in, kind of give the pressure passively. And again, Roll1Esports, they're just not able to defend onto this mid lane fort. If they're able to clear this out right now, that actually could help them a little bit. And they will be able to keep it alive for now. Clouded Minds did back away a little bit early there. And this could be a good spot for them to fight. And I think they do need to, as Zad could be looking forward. Entomb is available. Stay a while and listen going to be up in 2 seconds. And they're going to have the Earthquake up in 20. But they're still missing a couple spells. The Pyro Blast still down for 20. And the Black Hole is going to be down for 50. Was just used. But that will give Roll1Esports the inside tracker from the mid lane. But again, Tiger Hots in the meanwhile just pushing out this bottom lane. So they need to send someone back. But again, who are they going to send back? Velvet kind of needs to be here. Zad needs to be here. No one else can really match into it. And now they're looking to play forward. Zad looking for the back line, though, has the play on a Rogue. And now they don't have the Dragon Strike over top. So now Zad's going to be the one to go down. Juanima does have to stay a while and listen. But Ruffian keeping everyone alive with that Tranquility. I believe that one's Tranquility. Yeah. And so this bottom keep got a decent amount of poke onto it. And now they're looking for Rock Your World as well. As Velvet is in the middle of everyone. Not going to be able to accomplish too much. As the Punisher actually going the way of Roll1Esports. But they will be able to trade back onto Velvet for it. So I guess that's a silver lining for Roll1Esports. They're not going to really get anything from this push, but they're not going to lose out on it. So the Frozen Punisher at least not going to be able to damage them. But Rock Your World just standing in the front, trying to pressure them, trying to split them off of this Punisher. But I'd be surprised if this even finishes off the wall, to be honest. Clouded Minds will be able to defend into this. They will be able to clear this away. As the gate did take a decent amount of damage, so did this cannon tower. And actually will get taken down, so about half of the wall gets taken for that. But it could definitely be difficult for them. But now they found Trash Mouse. They're looking for more. Black Hole's going to be there as well. But Dr. Evil has the Dragon Strike over top now. Just going to be splitting the fight in two. And Trash Mouse gets hit in the stage dive. Stay a while and listen. Not going to land onto anyone, but it does zone them away. As Tempest Jet is getting pushed in as well. Sonic Arrow going to land. And now Zad and Dr. Evil, they're going to get started on this siege camp. It is 4v5 on the map, and maybe they could use this to get a little bit of pressure in that mid lane. Now, they don't have any of their heroics available, just the Earthquake, which isn't really good for pickoffs. It's really good for those team fights. But I just heard a fort going down. Was there... What fort just went down? I'm so confused. Okay, I'm not even going to listen to that. But either way, Roll1Esports, they will be able to steal away this bruiser camp at the top side as well. And that is going to help close down this gap that Cloud of Mines have built. They do have their level 20s available, as Tiger just going to be pushing in from the backline. Could be in a bad spot. They're actually looking to chase on, but with a Brush Stalker, we'll be able to just get away to safety. And it will force Roll1Esports to get back and just kind of, again, continue defending, continue trying to push these waves out. At least they are getting a little bit of experience. They might have that level 20 before next Punisher. I think they should, but this siege camp definitely gonna get attacked. Mid fort. Oh, you're right. That mid fort was still alive. I thought that fort was been gone for so long. Oh well. I mean, either way, Cloud of Mine's gonna be able to continue just pressuring out in all of these lanes. They will be able to take the siege camp as well. They have level 20. And I wonder if they're going to try pushing with it, or if they're just going to keep letting the waves do their thing and try and utilize this pressure for this next Arcane Punisher. Because there's no keep in the top lane for Roll1Esports. This Punisher could threaten the game. Excuse me. My allergies are so bad today. But the fights could start breaking out. Level 20 still not there for Roll1Esports. Very close, though. And it will be the Living Bomb actually spreads onto two members. Juaniba and Zad both getting taken down to about half HP. But again, the wall will still stand. Will take a little bit of poke damage, but that will be all. And just a couple more waves will be it. Level 20 is going to be there for Roll1Esports, but the pressure from these waves is so strong. Now, if Tiger just stays in the bot lane, we'll be able to just take down this fort or this bottom keep with no problem. And even if they don't send Tiger to the bot lane, eventually this wave on its own will push in. We'll be able to take it down. But now Roll1Esports, they do have all of their team here. They do have their level 20s. But I think they need to try looking for a fight sooner rather than later. And I think that's going to be the difficult part. Now the skeletons have already spawned. The Cloud of Mines, they're in no rush to get this fight started. And you can tell they know that. They're just playing so far back right now. They're just playing as slow as possible, letting their waves pressure out the map for them. And now they're just going to continue attacking the skeletons from range. And right now, Cloud of Mines, even just doing that, they're able to get quite a bit. The drag does land on his Zad, but definitely not the target they want. But Zad actually taken down to about half HP. But again, those potions are available. Going to be able to heal them right back up to what they need. But now with the stage dive into the backline, it's going to be that increased one. Black Hole going to split up the fight. But now Trash Mouse stuck inside of that stun. And that's going to be a kill. That's going to be the first blood of the fight going on to Roll1Esports. Stay a while and listen. Is going to split up the fight as well. Now they're looking towards Tiger, but with his stasis, is not going to be able to chase down. But that's a massive pickoff for Roll1Esports, getting rid of Trash Mouse, getting rid of that major DPS threat from Clouded Mines. And now they can start focusing onto these skeletons instead. Now they may still need to send someone because there is that cannon slowly building up in the bot lane. And Tiger actually going to burrow into that bot lane as well. They need to send someone back. I really want to see them do that. And now Zad is going to be going back there. Actually gets interrupted by the skeletons. And that might actually be enough for Tiger to just take this keep. Now, I think it's safe to say Roll1Esports will be able to get the Arcane Punisher, but I don't think they'll be able to get the same kind of trade that Tiger just got for Clouded Mines. And now, how much can they get with this Clouded Mines? They're playing super far back. They're willing to give away this fort. They don't care too much about it. They just traded for a keep in the bot lane. But the question is, how much can Roll1Esports get with this? And I've actually never even seen Crowd Pleaser. I'll be completely honest. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that talent picked in a game, especially in a competitive NGS game. And now Rogue might be on the wrong side. Gets picked off, and Tomb as well. But do they have the damage? They're looking for it. They do have it. And now stay a while and listen. Gonna be into the back line. They have the stage dive as well. Rocky Road just gonna jump away. They do have the stun as well. And the drag. They're looking for Zad, and they will be able to get it. But now the Punisher is still dealing damage to the backline. They already finished off the wall. But how much more can they get? Dragon Strike just going to be zoning out right now, but not going to be able to combo up with anything. So Tiger, again, just getting hit by that Scroll of Identity. And one more Scroll of Sealing will get that extra armor reduction, but the drag lands on a rocky road, and that should be a kill. So it's a two down right now for Roll1Esports, 1 down for Clouded Minds. Kind of a 2-for-1, but Zad will be able to reset pretty soon. Being the Leoric, it's not too difficult. Will be hearthing back, so will be out on the map as soon as that Wraith form does come back into a regular form. So now on the map, it is going to be 5v4 for a little bit. For 35 seconds, Rocket World not going to be able to be there immediately. But they do have the stage dive. So this is something that where they can get into the fights pretty quickly. And for Roll1Esports, it is still nice getting that pressure they got on the top side. They got decent damage onto the keep as well, but they're getting pushed in through the bot lane. Even though they did get the fort on the top lane, they're still getting pushed in through the top lane because they don't have their keep alive there as well. And now 10 seconds for Rocket World, and Roll1Esports, they don't want to wait, as Zad could be looking for the play with the Wraithwalk, just trying to debuff everyone. As the play is still going to be going forward for Clouded Minds. They're looking to pressure everything else. Chain Lightning, just trying to throw as many abilities as possible into the back line. And they will be able to keep their keep alive, but it did take some pretty decent damage there. But now with that, Clouded Minds, they're going to start roaming down to this bot lane. They're just going to take this siege camp for themselves. Going to be in a pretty solid spot. As Roll1Esports, they will continue their pressure out in this top side. They will clear away this bruiser camp. And I assume will take their own just to kind of split up the pressure further. Now this next shrine is going to be in the mid lane. It is going to be that frozen shrine. And this is a lane where if Roll1Esports get it, they will definitely be able to negate the pressure. But at the same time, it's in one of those lanes where they're not able to push out any of these lanes that are really threatening them right now. The mid lane probably is their least worrisome one. The top and bot lane, those are the ones that can look for the core. Those are the ones that can look to get that permanent damage onto their base. But now we are starting to get pretty late into the game. Level 23 to level 22 now for Clouded Minds. As Roll1Esports are going to back away. They're just trying to clear out these waves as quickly as possible. But Clouded Minds, they notice that they're walking away and they're trying to play forward. They want to take this keep. And Roll1Esports, they're forced to reply to this instead. But Zad looking for the backline, not going to be able to find it. But I do like that look. And now the shrine is going to activate in about 10 seconds. As Roll1Esports, they are trying to walk forward. But they do have Zad and Velvet in the bot lane just clearing out these waves. So it looks like right now Roll1Esports, they just want to have control of this area. They don't want to walk in. They don't want to pressure. What they want to do is when the rest of their team does show up, they're already in a position to fight. And now this is when it's really going to be coming through. Zad looking for the backline, has the Wraith Walk. Not going to pull the trigger quite yet. Just trading a little bit with Jet. And now will get full combo. But now the stage dive into the backline. Black Hole is going to prevent the fight. Tempest Jet kind of getting DPS pretty hard. And starting to get low, 900 HP, but the Iron Skin is going to be coming out. Same with the extra shield. And now the Earthquake over the back line. The Tranquility trying to keep them alive. And now stay a while and listen. Splitting up the fight as well. Looking for Trash Mouse, looking for Tiger. And Roll1Esports, they get everyone low, but they're not able to take anyone down. But Tiger going to be the first one. But that will be traded. Question mark. But no, Zad's actually going to be able to back away. We'll be able to heal up to normal. But the waves, they're starting to push through the bot side. It is still 4v5. Velvet could be in a bad spot as Zad walking down to the bot lane. Rocket Road just trying to split everyone off. And now they're looking for Tempest Jet with the face mount. They're splitting it up. Tempest Jet caught in the wall, but had the Iron Skin to be able to get away. Now the Frozen Punisher will go the way of Roll1Esports as the cannon waves finally approaching towards that bottom lane. Zad gonna be resetting. Should be able to clear this out before it does any permanent damage. So big team fight win. Big play for Roll1Esports. And again, this will help prevent this pressure. This will help lower the overall map pressure and will give them a lot more opportunity to be both aggressive and it will give them opportunity to play more defensive. Just being able to back away from fights. They don't have to take everything, but right now they're going to be taking this. Tempest Jet going to get stunned up. Iron Skin again keeping them alive. Same with the Tranquility. And now Velvet starting to get low. Dr. Evil trying to zone away the fight, but Blessed Shield going to come through, and they will be able to take down the throw. But now Tiger has respawned, is in the back line, looking for the drag. Hasn't been able to find anyone quite yet. That's Tempest Jet tanking up onto this Frozen Punisher. Not going to be able to fully tank yet. But it is that 4v5 still, but with the Punisher, they can still get a little bit of damage done as Tiger getting burst down a little bit and actually rooted up. Zad could look forward for it and has the Entomb onto Rogue. And now Dragon Strike as well over top of everyone. Trash Mouse needs to get away, starting to get taken out quite low, but the keep is still alive. The Frozen Punisher is still DPSing onto the back line as Dr. Evil getting chased by this Pyroblast. And we'll be fine. But again, the wave has already reset. Clouded Mind still DPSing, and they did get 14% of that core health. And now with these two cannons, should be able to get a little bit more. Going to be down to 80. Will get cleared away, so only that 6%. And now the entire side of Roll1Esports has respawned. And overall, the pressure on the map has lowered. Roll1Esports, they're able to retake the area in the mid lane. Their mid lane's no longer going to be passively pushing in. That being said, Clouded Minds, they still have control over all the maps, so they're going to be able to take all the siege camps, and that'll pressure out the mid lane. But passively, assuming they're fighting in any of the other lanes, it won't be as bad as it has been. And now the worst lane right now for Roll1Esports is definitely that bottom lane. But luckily for them, that next Punisher is going to be the Mortar Punisher in the bot lane. And it's lucky for them because if the next objective is in the bot lane, they can pressure this out. They don't need to worry about the back door happening through the bot lane. It could still happen at the top. Mid is still going to be pushing it with the camps. But the bot lane is where the vast majority of the pressure from Clouded Minds has been. It's the one where they're on the shortest timer to get something done for these team fights. So this will benefit them a lot, being able to just push out bot and start pressuring immediately. They have more time for their team fight. They can set up more correctly. They don't have to take the first fight they see. They can take a moment to try and find the better option. But either way, we're starting up pretty late into this game. Already 28 minutes, level 25 to 24. Clouded Minds, they do have the lead. They've held on to it for quite a while, but Roll1Esports, bit by bit, they're able to claw back. But now, this could be an opportunity to Tempest Jet. Blessed Shield does land on a 2, same with the Condemn. And now Rocky Road is stuck in the back line. Drag is going to land. Say, well, listen, only going to land on a 1. But Velvet going to get burst down by the Pyroblast. Tranquility has been burned as well. Now this should be the mid lane keep. Stage dive into the back line. They have the Dragon Strike as well. And they're looking for it. They will be able to trade the healer away. And now Trash Mouse in a bad spot. Rocky Road actually completely stuck by the wall. Tempest Jet does get hit by that armor reducing scroll of sealing. But I was saying they finally had that lane where they're not being passively pressured. And as soon as I say that, Clouded Minds, they do a play. They're able to retake it. But again, the mid lane still not as bad as that bot lane passive pressure now. Zad will have to run up to the stop side, clear out this wave as well. Let the waves get further and further away. And now, right now, it is 4v4 on the map, but I'd much rather be missing one of my DPS than missing one of my healers. Now, Tiger and Tempest Jet, they are tanky. They do have some methods of self-sustain. The shielding coming out of the Joanna and the passive healing coming out from Tiger. But this could be an opportunity. The Entomb is available. So is the Dragon Strike. Zad looking for the back line. Not going to be able to find it quite yet. Just trying to split up the fight with that Wraith Walk. And any damage that does land right now from Roll1Esports will stick. Malfurion is back up. Ruffian trying to get back into the fight. But we'll still need a little while. As now the stage dive lands into the backline. Looking for Tempest Jet. And the Dragon Strike just zoning everyone out. But fully tanked by Tempest Jet. Didn't even care about it. And now Rocky Road could be getting targeted down. Ruffian got to be in a bad spot. And now they have the Entomb with the silence into the backline. And they're able to take down Ruffian. Rogue starting to get low as well. Just need a few more hits. Dr. Evil looking for that DPS. Not going to be able to find it. But that is a 2 for nothing as Dr. Evil getting hit by the Pyroblast. Will get the shield. Will get the healing. And now with the one final hit, they will be able to get the Mortar Punisher towards the bot lane. And again, Roll1Esports in this late game, they're just able to take every fight. And again, Cloud of Mines, they're forced to go back. They're forced to back away and watch this fort go down. It's still not going to be full pressure removed from Cloud of Mines, but Roll1Esports, they're lowering the pressure. And every single time they take one of these Punishers, we're 30 minutes into the game. This Punisher is really strong. Look at how quickly that wall goes down. Let's take a look. Even 265 damage. As now Zad has the Entomb. Dragon Strike is ready as well. If Zad finds a good angle, they could definitely look to just end the game here. And again, this Mortar Punisher just dealing so much damage to these structures. Now all 5 members are up into the back line. Stage Dive is there as well. And it looks like Roll1Esports, they want to try and end the game. Dragon Strike coming out over top. As Velvet is getting jumped upon by Tempest Jet. The Iron Skin is coming through as well. Blessed Shield not going to land onto anyone. But the Entomb lands onto 2 and Tranquility is there. But it doesn't matter. Tiger gets zoned away. Gets taken down as well. And they might have been able to do it. Roll1Esports, they're definitely looking to end the game here. But it hasn't ended yet. Trash Mouse is up. Rogue is up. But the core is not. Roll1Esports, somehow they brought it back and they win game number 1. Well, that was the game. I remember what I said at the start. Div B West always delivers. Well, Div B West delivered. This was an absolute insane game. Clouded Mines, they had the lead, I would say, for 99% of the game. But unfortunately for them, the 1% that they didn't have was the last 1% of the game. Roll1Esports able to bring it back. Just one big team fight, and then another big team fight, and then another big team fight. They had to win so many Punishers in a row. But they were able to do that. They had the level 20 scaling. They had so much AoE, so much circles. And it was enough to take down Cloud of Mines. Now we're going to go to a short break, but when we come back, we're still going to have at least one more game, maybe even a game 3, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, and we are in game number 2 between Clouded Minds and Roll1Esports. We are going to Towers of Doom. And seeing what you're saying in the chat, StarCraft 2, I will definitely give it a go. But I will say one thing, I'm easily the single worst RTS player to have ever lived. Like, if you see a 5-year-old playing their first ever RTS, that's what I look like. It's sad. But I'll give it a go. I do want to play it. I think I might also try out some Diablo, maybe stream it even. I need to stream something during the off-season, probably mix it in with some HOTS. We'll see how it goes, but Anubrak, going to be the first ban now from Clouded Minds as I get focused back on the game. And Towers is a bit of a different map. It's commonly been picked as that Game 3 tiebreaker map recently. I don't know why it has been, but just been really popular for that. And Oreo and Stukov going to get banned again by both these two teams. And yeah, we're going to have to see how it goes. Dark and spooky lighting. Okay, I will say this. Once I do get my new setup done, I actually do have lights now. I just never bothered setting them up here because I don't really have the space. This was never going to, where I'm currently living for today, was never going to be where I plan to really live. And I'm moving into my permanent place quite literally tomorrow morning, so. And Jason Hots, thank you for the follow and the Prime subscription. Thank you, thank you. And Memes, I do not play on a team. To be honest, I don't really want to play on a team anymore. I wouldn't mind filling in sometimes, but I much prefer casting over playing at this point. But now Dahaka going to be the final ban for Roll1Esports, and Li Ming going to be the first pick for Trash Mouse. And this is a pretty good map for Li Ming. Li Ming is really going to be able to damage over the walls, going to have a lot of burst, get that single target, prevent people from channeling on the altars. I mean, Li Ming is just good for a lot of things on this map specifically. But now it's going to be Tyrande and Zagara locked in for Roll1Esports. This is a very interesting opener. Might even the first time I've ever seen these two locked in for the first picks, not even going to lie. But Tyrande does have quite a bit of range, going to be able to help out a little bit in that regard. And Zagara, especially on this map, if they're able to take control of the bot lane, they're going to be able to hold it basically indefinitely. It's one of the single best lane holders in the entire game. A lot of pressure, a lot of passive push. And the Tumor's obviously going to be helping out quite a bit. And then Brightwing going to be locked in for Ruffian, and Joanna going to get locked in for Tempest Jet. With the Diablo lore and HOTS. I mean, even knowing what the classes are, like I'm sure I'll learn a little bit of other classes while I play, and just knowing the overall lore I'm sure is still going to help, so I'll give it a go. I've always wanted to give it a try anyway. Just going to be a secondary excuse to do it. But Hogger actually going to be the ban for Roll1Esports. That's pretty interesting to me. And what's even more interesting is neither side has really picked their offlaner yet. But I'm actually curious what the offlaners are going to be picking this time around. Dahak is banned away. Hogger's banned away. Varian, I'm assuming that was meant to be main tank ban. Gonna be gone as well. But this is a map where double soak is pretty important. Being able to do that. I don't know if either of these two teams do have a Vikings player, but Vikings is really good on towers. I've seen a very fun map of that. I'm trying to remember what the game was. I think it was Blue and the Beta Males versus Potential Scrim Thursday. Highly recommend watching that replay, by the way, if I ever posted it. I have a feeling I didn't actually, so hold that thought. But Sonya and ETC going to get locked in for Zad and Rock Your World. So Sonya is pretty interesting because not quite as good at double soaking. I pretty much have to go the Seismic Slam build. It helps quite a bit with that, but will definitely struggle a little bit with those later pushes. And speaking of double soak, not Illidan, but it is going to be the Illidan locked in for Tiger and Vala locked in for Rogue. They're looking to really play aggressive here. Now, I'm assuming it's going to be the Hunt, and they're looking to just take down either Juaniba or Zagara. I think that's the play. I really mispronounced that name. I really should do the StarCraft campaign. I think I even own it. I've just never played it. I tried a bit of competitive, and then I gave up immediately. But anyway, final pick. Gonna be the Orphea for Velvet. So a lot of interesting picks this time, especially for the towers. Or if you're going to be locked in for Velvet, Illidan locked in for Tiger. Should be a lot of fun at this game too, but before we head in, quick shout out to the sponsor of today's stream, Legend of Mushroom.
For battle, heroes.
And that was Legend of Mushroom, an idle RPG game. Download for free today using the link in the chat, and just by installing it, you're helping support this stream. Watch the numbers go up right before bed whenever you got a spare moment, and just enjoy and relax. But that being said, we are headed into game number 2, and yes, Linehouse, that was my attempt. Zagara.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, so it is Zagara. Okay.
Fight.
I was never sure because I've literally only ever seen it written down. I've never actually heard that name spoken. But either way, both these teams going to start grouping into the mid lane, with the exception of Dr. Evil, who's going to be running out of the bot lane as Roll1Eva takes a good amount of poke, but is the healer, will be able to heal back up. And now Zad going to get jumped on by Tempest Jet and Tiger. And the spin to win coming out from Zad, dealing quite a bit of damage to the backline as well. Tempest Jet already down to half HP. Rocky Road will be able to heal back up a little bit, but Dr. Evil is in the bot lane, and Zagara going to be able to come out through the bot lane, and we'll be able to get that initial wave pushed in. That's going to help quite a bit, as now they're all looking towards Tiger on the side of Roll1Esports, and I don't think Tiger can really go anywhere for that, and that's going to be first blood going over to Roll1Esports. I've tried saying Zag before. I don't know why. I just can't. It just feels so unnatural to me. So I'm just going to keep mispronouncing it and getting everyone sad in chat. But you know what? That's fine. I haven't decided. But the push going to be coming through for Cloud of Mines. They're going to be looking for this top cannon tower. And Rogue should be able to take it down pretty early. It is Creed of the Hunter, by the way, for the Vala. Not going to be the Hungering Arrow build. So we'll be able to scale a bit better into the late game. We'll have more consistent damage. And if they're able to keep those Gambit stacks alive, once that level 16 Mana Core comes through, Rogue is going to be incredibly powerful. We'll be able to take down really anyone that gets in front of them. Though at the same time, Velvet should be pretty strong into the Vala as well. Not quite as easy because the Vault makes it really easy to dodge some of the abilities, but not all of them. If Velvet's able to get on top of Rogue, Rogue should go down, at least in theory. But now Roll1Esports are just going to regroup back in the mid lane and start pushing that in. And I think it's nice that they're trying to do this extra pressure because despite Cloud of Mines having pretty solid control over the bot lane right now, Tiger's not really able to do anything. But now they have the Lunar Flare. They're able to take down Rogue. So speaking of those Gambit stacks, first one going to be removed already for Roll1Esports. That's actually a pretty big deal. 5% attack speed does matter quite a bit, especially when I was talking about the double soak, and that's what I was about to talk about right before Rogue got jumped on. But with Roll1Esports pressuring the mid lane on their own, just kind of helping it, Tiger is falling even more behind. And now they're going to start channeling. They're just going to be putting more and more pressure into Tiger. And that's going to make things so much harder for this Illidan. Already not really good at double soaking. Really good at taking down camps. Really good at some stuff. Just not this. But Dr. Evil kind of playing the anchor right now. So Roll1Esports coming out with some pretty interesting strategies. Going to throw down the tumor already. But could be in a pretty bad spot. They haven't checked it out yet. But Rogue actually taking a decent chunk of damage from Dr. Evil. Will get zoned away. But now Roll1Esports, they're looking to take the two altars in the top side. As now Tempest Jet is going to be here. Same with Trash Mouse. And the first set is going to go over towards Roll1Esports. The bottom one just going now over towards Cloud of Mines. But phase shift is available. So Cloud of Mines, effectively this is a 4v4. Rocky Road looking for the power side into the backline. Zad just trading into Tiger. Will be spinning a little bit, but will get interrupted. But now they do have the Lunar Flare on a Tempest Jet. But the pressure still coming through the bottom lane. But now they have found Trash Mouse. Chomp not going to be able to land on the teleport away. Will be able to get Trash Mouse back to safety. And now Cloud of Mines are going to bring Rogue here as well. But again, Zad kind of okay fighting into someone that cannot prevent the stuns, cannot prevent anything else. But now Lunar Flare does land, and Tempest Jet gets blown up. But Tiger, in the meanwhile, will be able to take down the altar, and they will get that 4 extra damage onto the core of Roll1Esports. But I think right now, Roll1Esports, they're okay with that. They got the pressure back in the bot lane. They have over half a level lead, and that's purely from this macro that they are doing as Trash Mouse getting jumped upon a little bit. But Rocky Road will be able to land the power slide. They have Lunar Flare as well. Do they have anything else? No Dread available for Velvet. Already used it earlier on in the team fight. And now Dr. Evil trying to zone away as Sonya actually gets 1v1 in the top lane. But Tempest Jet trying to hold on to this objective. They have the power slide as well. Tempest Jet going to get knocked away, starting to get low. Iron Skin has already come out. And now they will be able to steal away the camp. Lunar Flare not going to be able to land on Tempest Jet. Well, technically it did land, but the Iron Skin was there, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. No stun was there. And the Sapper Camp going to start pushing in immediately and will take down that cannon tower. It's not going to be that double splash. Sometimes they do hit the gate as well. But that was still a pretty big play for Roll1Esports. They had the level advantage. They wanted to start playing for it. And now they still have their lead a little bit. It's still not too big, but about half a level, maybe a little bit more, especially after they take this camp. But now Rogue trying to trade with Dr. Evil, just trying to get some of those Creed of the Hunter stacks. And I believe Rogue's still only on 1 death, but very close to a second one there, vaulting away from that power slide. If that power slide hit, I think that would be it. And now the Tumor's getting cleared away by Tempest Jet as well, as the rest of the team is going to be starting to press forward. Rocky Road just getting zoned away by Tempest Jet. And the Roaches will spawn up. We'll just start dealing damage to Ruffian, but the Sapper Camp is there. If they're able to push it forward just a little bit further, might be able to go forward with it. And one of them will land. 2 of them will land. So one of them will get cleared away, but that's still quite a bit of damage towards the gate. As Rocky Road starting to get a little bit low, but Juaniba able to DPS a little bit onto Rogue. And it is going to be the trade of the 2 altars on the top side. So still going to be 32 to 28. But level 10 is going to be coming through shortly for Roll1Esports, and they do have them. And that's really going to change their game. Now, it is going to be Mosh Pit this time around. It's not going to be the stage dive. And then Starfall, Crushing Jaws, and Devouring Maw. So they have quite a few good teamfight opportunities for them. And it will be the Leap. And I think Leap makes sense this game. Realistically, as a Sonya, it's so difficult to try and 1v1 into the Illidan. But lots of pressure coming out in the top side. But it is going to get answered in the bot lane. Who's going to be able to hold it better? And with these Sapper Camps here, they should be able to get a little bit of damage onto these bell towers with one of the Sapper Camps even landing onto the bell tower itself. But now Zad getting jumped upon by Tiger, just going to be trading back and forth. Seismic Slam is there for the trade. Now both sides will be able to just get back to normal. Now Rock Your World, not going to get hit by the spell, but Arcane Orb going to land on Juaniba. But again, it is the healer, will be fine. And the push definitely favoring Clouded Minds right now in the bot lane. As Zad is here as well. They could look for the play. As Tiger's here as well. That could be the target. Ancient Spear not going to get thrown out by Zad. And I need to spread out because right now both these teams are just kind of running all over the place. Hard to keep up with where the fight could start breaking through. The Arcane Orb not going to land again. Trash Mouse, they're looking for it. They have the Mosh Pit onto 2. Polymorph was there, but it doesn't matter. The hunt into the backline. Crushing Jaw is not going to be able to land on, but the Starfall dealing quite a bit of damage to Tiger. And now the Phase Shift is there. We'll be able to blink heal away, but Tiger has nowhere to go. Will get taken down. Leave it to the backline. And the Devouring Maw is Dr. Evil looking for the burst, but very quick blink heal away. But that's still a 3-for-0 in favor of Roll1Esports. As that's also another kill onto Rogue. 2 deaths now. 10% attack speed gone. And this is going to be a pretty big push into this bot lane bell tower. As also on top of it, Zad looking to take away the siege camp. We'll need a little bit of time to do it, but doesn't really matter. This bottom bell tower is going to be gone. They do have the Zagara, so they will be able to take this quite safely. And now with the Sapper Camp, they're able to get it pushed in. They can do 3 damage. But right now, Clouded Minds, they have reset, or they have respawned, I should say, not reset. It will be difficult for them. I think they will be able to hold on to it. They do have the Leeming as well, so they can definitely poke this down with range. And I just don't think they have the pressure to really shove this in. As Tempest Jet gonna turn miniature, but again, Rock Your World not really interested in trying to go for this Sonya. But right now, they're still holding on to this wave. They're still going to be able to hold on to this extra bell tower. as Zad will be able to clear the wave on the top side. All the structures did get cleared by Tiger. Roll1Esports in a really good spot now. Taking this bottom bell tower is so important on this map. Now the next altar is just going to be the single one spawning, but it is in the bot lane. It's so much harder for Cloud of Mines to walk forward with it. Tower camp is going to be there, not going to be able to land again, but like I said, not really expecting it here. But now Ruffian trying to walk forward, and the altar is spawning 25 seconds. They're trying to get a little bit of poke damage onto this bell tower, and Trash Mouse is really good at that, and teleports in actually, but not going to be able to go forward. Actually, oh, Tiger... Trash Mouse a little bit lucky that the rest of the team was backing away for a little bit. Could have been a very deadly thing there. But now the fight is breaking through. Tiger just trading with Zad. But Zad doesn't really care. They should be able to just back away. They only really need to send one player. And it looks like they're going to send Dr. Evil to get the channel. And that should be 5 damage going into the core of Cloud of Mines. But now Zad actually here in the backline could be looking for the lead. But they're playing safely. They have 2 pushes coming out. Trash Mouse used the teleport. Zad could be looking for the play. Will prevent the Hearth from Trash Mouse. And that's going to be the end of that. Tiger's still able to push out the top side. Trash Mouse still running all the way back. Actually going to do a full loop on the mount. Not even going to bother trying to Hearth. As the Sentinel will land on a Ruffian. But again, not going to matter too much. Rock Your World. Power slides in, but it is just going to be a bit of a lull in the game for now. I don't think either of these two teams really want to hard engage. Or I just like, but Trash Mouse teleports in. That might be it. That might be enough to start. Tempest Jet does have the Iron Skin, but now they have the Mosh Pit into the backline. Tiger gets hit down to 100 HP, still surviving, but the 4 is going to be taken down, and Maw lands on a 2. Crushing Jaws finishes off everyone else. That's a 3-0 in favor of Roll1Esports. And I was saying before, they're not going to be able to walk these sappers in. But this next set, they definitely could. Zad going to be able to clear it away pretty quickly, but Rock Your World looking for more. The Polymorph is going to come through. As Ruffian going to be able to blink heal away. The next wave was there in time, but they're still pressuring out onto these mid lane structures. They're looking for the fort now, for the bell tower. And they should be able to get a lot of DPS onto it. They should be able to take it down. However, right now, Cloud of Mines, they are looking into this bot lane. They have respawned. They could try and contest onto it as well. But with a Sentinel landing will delay their timing. And if they are sending all their members bot for that, that means there's going to be 3 altars going the way of Roll1Esports. Roll1Esports, they want to fight this as well. Rock Your World finds the backline. They have one. Ruffian will be able to jump away, but with that, they're able to hold on to this bottom bell tower even as 3, and they still get 2 altars for themselves. At least they're going to try. Zad not going to be able to finish off the channel. Will be 2 damage coming in from the left altar. But now Tempest Jet getting jumped on. Rogue in the meanwhile did finish off the bell tower in the bot lane. Phase shift is going to be there. Ruffian taken down a little bit low. They have the lead, but the blink heal able to get away in time. Neveva just trying to survive in the bot lane. And now the Crushing Jaws will find Tempest Jet, but that's it. Starfall over top as well. Back a little bit of space. Trash Mouse. One more auto will be all that's needed, but the hunt into the backline. Tiger trying to survive. Now they're looking for the Lunar Flare. Not going to be able to find it. Just a couple autos going back and forth. Dr. Evil trying to take down Tiger, but will be able to in the end. Devouring Maw not finding anyone. Rogue low on mana. Tempest Jet low on health. Same with Ruffian. They're all trying to stay alive, but neither one able to continue with it. Now the Polymorph is there. Dr. Evil will be able to channel it, and that's going to be another 5 damage going into Clouded Mines. 26-10 now. And look at this push on the top side. This bell tower is low. This bottom bell tower, they've taken it down before. They can take it down again. And this could just be a macro win coming out of Roll1Esports. Having said that, it's also 11-2 in kills, so they've been performing quite well on every front. But the Illidan pick really not working out right now for CM. It's definitely been struggling a little bit. And Rogue has been taken down, I believe, no, still twice, so still only that 10%. And once we're at that 13-minute mark, it's really not that bad. But Raka, thank you very much for the raid. We are in game 2 between Cloud of Mines and Roll1Esports. 26-10, and Roll1Esports, they're taking pretty good control of it. They're in the lead 1-0 right now. They're looking towards Tiger. Leap is going to land. Phase shift is there as well, but the Mosh Pit going to land on both with Crushing Jaws and the Chomp. Going to get 2 kills going over to Roll1Esports. And that might be enough for them to start threatening to end this game. The boss is available if they want it. There's going to be the double altar in the bot lane. And Dr. Evil just doing what Zagorets do best, just pushing it in, slowly but surely, pressing forward. The Devouring Maw not going to land, but Dr. Evil is alone. Rain of Vengeance lands twice now. They have the slow, and they will be able to take down Dr. Evil. So they will have something going back for Cloud & Mines. They will save their bottom bell tower just barely. But because of that, their mid lane, that's the one that's going to get pressured away. He's Trash Mouth, just trying to get as much DPS done as possible. But in the end, it's not going to matter. They're going to be able to DPS it through. Now, Tempest Jet is here. They have the phase shift as well. But Face Melt from Rocket World going to prevent the Condemn from landing. And the Dread will explode, will erupt over into the bot lane. However, Cloud & Mines, they do have control of the map. But this would only amount to 2 damage. And now Rocky Road just going to walk forward for that, but they are looking for the backline lead from Zad, just used defensively. And now the fight going to start breaking out on multiple fronts. Tiger kind of caught out in the backline. Ancient Spear lands as well, but the healing coming out from Ruffian with the Blink heals on both sides. They're still continuing to fight. Blessed Shield as well. Rocky Road going to be the first to go down. And that's going to be a 1-0 for Cloud & Mines, and they're going to be able to retake control of both these altars. That's really big. It's only going to deal 4 damage with both of these together. But, I mean, it's something. It's going to help delay the game. But actually, they're looking to play forward. They're looking on his ad. Tiger just trying to deal damage over in the back line. Not going to be able to accomplish too much with that. But with the siege camp getting started, we saw the big comeback in Game 1 where Roll1Esports were able to take the win there. Can Cloud & Mines do it in this Game 2? Because right now, they're going to be able to clear away this wave. They're going to be able to keep pushing into this bot lane. And with these Sapper Camps, they had 1 land, and I think they should have the other 2 land as well. Boom and boom. Already at half HP. Tempest Jet looking forward. They have the Blessed Shield. They found on the Juani, but Rain of Vengeance as well. But the Devouring Maw keeping them alive, but Rogue gonna be okay for now. They're all gonna come right back out. Tiger still looking to the backline, DPSing onto Velvet. Chomp is there as well, but Tiger has enough damage, and somehow Cloud & Mines, they're able to take this team fight as well. And now they have full control of this bot lane. Their mid lane gonna be coming back in their favor soon, but they do need to deal with this. There's gonna be 3 sappers that are about to land at the top side. Tempest Jet, not a moment too soon to get back here. Will be a little bit difficult managing the distance with all these minions and the bell tower, but mid bell tower also going back in favor of Cloud & Mines. They will be able to retake onto it, but now they don't really have any wave to push in here with the top side. As Tempest Jet starting to get a little bit low. 2 altars are going to be spawning as Tiger just soloing onto the boss, and getting that 4 extra damage actually would help them quite a bit right now, as Tempest Jet needs to Hearth, needs to get back to safety, but will cancel it. Decides they want to be out on the map earlier. Now the phase shift is going to be coming through. They're looking for the boss. They will be able to secure it. And maybe that health orb will be able to buy them a little bit of time. Will buy them a little bit of space. Rocky World is the target. Dr. Evil coming in from the side. Trash Mouse blinks in, but could be in a bad spot. Will be able to teleport away to safety. It's now Tiger looking to the back line. The polymorph is there as Rocky Road was definitely looking for it, but now they have the hunt. And now the leap lands into the back line. They have level 20. And now Mosh Pit in the back line. Zad already taking down 1. Looking for Rogue. And right now it's a 2-0 in favor of Roll1Esports. And now Tempest, Jet, Trash Mouse, and Rogue. They're headed for the hills. They are pretty low. And now Zad looking for Tempest Jet. Will be able to land the Ancient Spear. The Iron Skin will come out. We'll be able to get them back to safety. But Trash Mouse blinks in again. And just the Chomp not going to be able to land. Trash Mouse able to back away in time. There's a little bit of trading, but Tempest Jet will get taken down. Trash Mouse, 100 HP, will get taken down. The Roaches dealing so much damage. Just Dr. Evil getting traded. Rogue will be able to win one of these fights, but it doesn't matter. The core explodes. The final altar goes down, and Roll1Esports get a 2-0 domination. And another decently close game. Roll1Esports, once they got that bottom bell tower, they were just able to control the rest of the map, but Cloud & Mines almost able to come back there. They had a couple of rays of hope. They had a couple of good team fights, but in the end, Roll1Esports, they were able to win that final team fight. They were able to get that final altar and get those 4 points to secure themselves that first place, at least for this week. There's still a few weeks left for Division B West, but this will put them in a really good spot and will really improve their odds of getting that round 1 bye once we head into the playoffs. Now, give me one moment as I do try to get set up for the interview. Mm-hmm. Oh, my nose is so itchy, though. It's not even funny. Okay, I sent them the ping. They should be on their way. Oh, but I do love B West. B West is always so close. Like, these games have been absolutely sick.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, thank you.
All right. Well, for everyone in chat, I am joined here by Zad of Roll1Esports. Did pilot that Sonya in that second game, man. You got a domination against the team that was tied with you for first place. How does it feel?
It feels good. Like, Cloud of Mind's just a good team, so like doing well against them just feels good in like an iron sharpens iron kind of vibe, you know? But even for standings, like I think our odds of getting one of the top 2 seeds now is really high. I don't think we mathematically clinched it, but I think it was the best thing we could do for that top seed or top 2 seeds.
Yeah, the odds have definitely improved quite a bit, and most importantly, it's still in your hands. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Which, yeah, like last week before you said it, it was like, oh, really? We're that close. And now it's like, oh my gosh, this is important.
Every single game matters right now for B West.
Yeah.
And on that note, so how important is it for you to get that bye for that first week?
I think the bye is like, if we can leverage the bye to get like find a good scrimming partner and get like a scrim match in lieu, I think that like that's where the value is from the bye, you know? Like we get a week to run strats, get practice, where maybe not everyone gets the data, where you know, like the playoff games are way more likely to be streamed, more eyes on it, right? Like and so I think that that's the benefit is we get a week of the still structured play time, but probably less eyes on it, less vision of what's going on, less data to share.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to be a huge benefit. And going the other way, you're going to be able to scout out your opponent quite a bit better. Yeah. Because a lot of those strats, you have to pull them out once the best of 5 start.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like that's the thing too, is seeing how getting an extra week up on seeing what maps people maybe don't ban or have a pocket strat ready for is huge, right? Like the difference in prepping a best of 5 to a best of 3 to a best of 7, like each one is like different than the other one, right? Like massively different priorities, prepping, understanding.
No, should definitely be able to get that advantage if you do end up clinching one of those top 2 spots. But again, the odds are definitely in your favor now.
Yeah.
Now, going into the playoffs, I might have asked you this before. I'm not sure. But are there any teams you want to face off against? And are there any teams you want to avoid?
I feel like Bunker Fun Time is a team we probably want to avoid. I feel like our matches are good and I like the people, but I feel they have a good understanding of how to get our number. And so I think facing them early in playoffs just kind of sets us up for it to be more difficult. And like, I don't know, like I feel like with the double round robin, getting to play everybody twice, it's like I kind of want to play everyone at the same time because it's like all of our Div B matches I feel have been really good.
Yeah.
Or like the series part of me, right? Like the whole flow of a series in between, even though there's been dominations, like our standings are so tight when you look at like the point spread that I feel like I'm equally excited to play everyone that third time and like get to see what we all try.
Yeah, well, that's what the playoffs are going to be for, bring out those best of 5s. And it's going to be interesting to see if any of these teams do bring out any new strats now. Obviously, I don't expect you to answer. You don't have to, but are you cooking up anything for the playoffs?
We have a couple of maps that are like I don't know if you have this with your teams or you see it where it's like people like we feel good about them, but like we just you look at our stats of the Storm on them, like, man, we're just not doing good. So we got 2 maps in particular that we normally struggle with that I think we got some cool ideas for. Still got to test them out, but I feel like Rock and the team have been giving me some ingredients to try to cook with and come up with something that is a good balance, comfortable for us, but different enough. I think we could catch some teams on the back foot.
All right, looking forward to that then. And then one final question for you, I guess, just to let you go for the night. Are there any shout outs you'd like to give? Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans out there?
Yeah, we'll go with the Roll1Esports NASCAR level sponsorship. Thank you. Right, we got Osmo hooked us up with our wonderful loot chests and jerseys. I'll, shout out to all the significant others of our players. None of us could be here if they didn't help pitch in extra with childcare, pet care, or just getting stuff done around the house. So got to throw out the significant others. And shout out to my buddy Kendo. I know sometimes he pops in from time to time in stream, and like always, if I get a chance to do the interview, like shout out for the casters. Like it just elevates the experience having that extra person, adding hype to the games, adding insights. So it's really giving your time for us in the league is much appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, I can only do that because there are players still left to play this game. So really, the thank goes right back to you. Keep playing HOTS, keep staying in NGS, and we're all gonna have a great time together.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Right. Well, with that, thank you very much for coming by, and congrats again on your domination over Clouded Minds.
Yeah, thank you so much. You have a great night.
All right, and with that, we will be wrapping up here today as well. I have no idea when I'll be casting next. I'm going to be blatantly honest with you. I am in the middle of a move, and I'm trying to get stuff set up, but so far, everything's kind of been in the way. I'll definitely be back. I'll definitely be able to cast playoffs, at least some of it. The later series for sure, but may take some time before I'm back consistent. But keep an eye out. I'll probably do a couple of pop-up streams here and there, catch a couple games last minute, whenever I do have the time, whenever the setup does allow me to do so. But either way, thanks all for watching. Thanks all for coming by. One final quick shout out to Legend of Mushroom. Link is in the chat. Download for free. Help support this stream. And I'll see you all when I see you. You all have a good night, and you all take care.